Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Homage to the fully enlightened Buddha, the worthy one, the blessed one. Dear friends in Dharma, today I would like to discuss about the Upali Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya, which is called the middle length discourses. But at that time, Buddha was living place called Nalanda in India, and Pavarika mango grow. There, when Blessed One was having daytime rest, another religious leader called Digatapasi, they belonged to the Niganta religion, and he came to visit the Buddha. Normally, these Nigantas are called those who don't wear clothes, and there were two types of Nigantas. And this Digatapasi, after having had his meal, he came to visit the Buddha, and he had an amicable and friendly conversation about the situations. And after that, he asked, Buddha invited him, if Digatapasi wished to sit down, there are seats, please have a seat. Buddha invited him. And when this invitation is done, he wanted to ask some question, and he began the conversation. He began the conversation by asking, how many kinds of actions, Buddha asked from him, how many kinds of actions Niganta Nathaputta, his teacher, has described for performance of evil actions, and then the Digatapasi told Buddha, Niganta Nathaputta does not use actions, he used the term rods, danda. So, Niganta Nathaputta teaches three kinds of dandas, or three kinds of rods. Then these three kinds of rods are bodily rod, the verbal rods, and the mental rods. So, then the Buddha asks, what is the verbal rod, what is the mental rod, and what is the bodily rod? Then he said, is it a separate one or together you consider? Then the Niganta Nathaputta's disciple Digatapasi explained that his teacher Niganta Nathaputta teaches bodily rod is a separate, and verbal rod is a separate, and also the mental rod is a separate one. So, then Buddha asks, out of these three rods, what is the most important rods? He explained, in perpetuating and in perpetration of acts when you are doing bad actions, bad things, what is the most important, what is the most demeritorious, and what is the most greatest and evil, heinous action rods out of these three rods? So, then the Tapasi said, out of these three rods, the bodily rod is the most important and most heinous and most greatest rods in his. So, when this was said, Buddha asked, when you analyze and distinguish what is the most bad and wicked and cruel action, he said the bodily road. So, up to 3 times, then the Digatapassi asked, Buddha asked from the Digatapassi, in order to confirm, do you say that bodily road is the most important? Yes, Blessed One, the bodily road is the most important. So, Buddha asked this question 3 times, and to maintain that Digatapassi's statement is similar and it does not contradict. So, after 3rd time, when he confirmed that this bodily road is more important out of these 3 roads, then Tapassi also began to question the Buddha, what is the Blessed One teachings, and does he teach these kinds of roads? How many kinds of roads do you teach, do you describe for your disciples, for your teachings? Then the Buddha said to him, Tathagatas, the Blessed One, the Gautama Buddha, would not teach roads. The Tathagatas used to explain as actions, not roads. So, Buddha said there are 3 actions, mental actions and bodily actions and verbal actions. So, then the Buddha explained further that bodily action is another, verbal action is another, and mental action is another. Out of these 3 types of actions, when you analyze, when you go into the deep detail and also distinguish what is the most evil and what is the most worst or most reprehensible action for the perpetuation of evil action. It is bodily action, it is not the bodily action, it is not the verbal action, it is the mental action. Out of these 3 aspects of the evil doing methods, this is the mental action is the most important, most relevant feature, most important feature in this when you are doing evil deeds. So, dear friends, then Digatapassi, having finished his conversation, he went to see his teacher, and at that time Nigantanataputta, the teacher of the Digatapassi, was living near to the Pavarika mango grove with a large company of lay disciples from Nalaka village, including very prominent and very well known devotee of Nigantanataputta. He is called Upali. And when Digatapassi was coming far away at distance, this Nigantanataputta saw that his student is coming, and he questioned, where are you coming from this daytime? Where did you go? Then he said to the Nigantanataputta, his teacher, I am coming from the recluse Gautama, the Buddha, and did you have any conversation with the Buddha? Then Digatapassi told that he had a conversation, and he had asked about these 3 dandas or 3 actions and what the Buddha said. Then Nigantanataputta said, as a good disciple of Nigantanataputta, Digatapassi has explained to the Buddha how it is very important, this bodily road, the bodily action, than the mental and the verbal actions, especially mental action. Then Nigantanataputta praised for his understanding of the teacher's good, he has learnt and he is well versed in the teacher's teachings, and he praised. And at that conversation was going on, Upali, one of his devotee, was also listening, and he also praised Digatapassi for his understanding of the teacher's teaching. And then the Nigantanatha said, what does this tribal mental rod or mental action count for in comparison with gross bodily rod? According to the Nigantanatha understanding, the bodily action is more important than the mental and the verbal action. So, therefore, Upali said to the Nigantanatha that it is good that I should go and have a debate with the Buddha and have a conversation with the Buddha and refute this wrong opinion that Buddha was having, because Buddha did not understand these rods correctly. So, we can go and defeat the Buddha and we can have a good argument with the Buddha. So, they were talking to meet Buddha and defeat in this regard. Then the Nigantanatha told either myself or Digatapassi or Upali should go to have a debate with the Buddha. And finally, they chose Upali to go, but the Digatapassi for first time and second time and third time opposed to the Upali going there to refute the Buddha's opinion, because Digatapassi explained that Buddha knew magics and Buddha can convert other sectarians to his religion, his teachings. Therefore, Upali should not be sent. Either Tapassi or Nigantanatha should have gone and had the debate. But finally, they decided Upali will go, and instead of Upali converting into Buddhism, that the Buddha might be able to convert to Nigantanatha's religion. So, this was their final conclusion, and as they agreed, Upali went to see the Buddha. When Buddha was met at the Pavarika grove, the Upali asked from the Buddha about this conversation, and also Upali before he go to see the Buddha, he had a kind of boasting, and he said, like long haired ram or goat or some kind of sheep can catch and draw inward towards forward and backward and circle around the body. So, I will shake the Buddha like the ram is shaken by a owner of a sheep who can do put forward or backward. So, like the elephant, in the ancient times, elephant were given hemps and to play in the water. So, they can throw the hemps forward, backward or around their body and play in the water. So, similarly, I will play with the Buddha, I will debate with the Buddha and refute the Buddha's this wrong and incorrect idea of teaching. So, then the Upali, the householder, went to the Buddha and had discussion, and he said, Buddha, did you meet Digatapassi? Yes, I met him this morning. So, did you had any conversation with him? Yes, I had a conversation with him. And what entire conversation was revealed to the Upali. Then he asked Buddha, it is you said that it is the mental action is so important, very important, and not the bodily action. But I say, Buddha, I would like to propose that it is not the mental action, it is very trivial, it is very unimportant, and also it is very small. Therefore, I will suggest that the bodily action is the most important. So, then Buddha said, okay, if you say like that, if you based on truth, I can have a discussion with you. So, I can have some conversation with you. Then the Upali agreed, okay, let us have a conversation or debate based on truth. Then Buddha asked from the Upali, suppose Nigantanathaputa's disciples do not drink cold water because they think there are small insects inside the water. They will killed when they drink the cold water, and therefore they always drink either boiled water. So when when a disciple of Nigantanathaputta was very sick and he need to drink cold water in order to recover from the sickness, but now he is very gravely ill and afflicted with suffering, and it seems like he is reaching near death. But if he take the cold water, he will be recovered, but he cannot take cold water. Why? Because he has taken vows not to take cold water, therefore he don't take cold water. Then he will die without having drink the cold water. Then but when he dies, he has a longings, or he has a desire, he has an attachment in his mind to drink cold water. Because he is keeping his vows, he cannot drink cold water, and he dies. And what is your teacher tells, if your disciple of the Nigantanathaputta was died without having cold water, where would he be reborn? Where his rebirth will be taken? Then the Upali said, if there is a god, type of gods called mind bound gods. So if he is dying without drinking cold water with the attachment, he will be reborn, which is called mind bound heaven. Why is not that? Because when he died, he was still bound by attachment in the mind. Then the Buddha asked, now Upali, what you said before does not tally, does not agree with what you said after. What you said after does not tally or agree with what you said before, because you said the body is very important, mind is not important. Then the Buddha said, there you have lost your argument. Then again Upali said to the Buddha, dear Venerable Sir, but still I maintain this idea that you, even though you claim that mind is so important, bodily action is not important, but I don't agree. I cannot agree with that view. Therefore, the Nigantas has a kind of rituals. When they are walking in the road, they have a kind of broom, and they sweep the broom because they think that the animals on the path, insects on the path, small creatures on the path will die. So supposing that any disciple of the Nigantanathaputta is walking on the path, and he has walked over some animals without seeing them, without knowing that he is killing them, then what will your teacher describe such persons? If such person commit that kind of actions when they are walking, if they are causing death of the animals, then the Nigantanathaputta says that what is not willed is not greatly reprehensible, it is not blameworthy, because but if one wills, such actions householder will cause greatly reprehensible, greatly bad, very important. So under these three rods, what will come under willing, willingness, what will come under householder? Tell me, Upali, is it come under bodily rod, is it come under verbal rods, or is it come under mental rods? Then the Upali said, Venerable Sir, because we are walking on the path without willing to kill those human beings, those are not, they are what is important, because the intention to kill. Therefore in Buddhism, friends, because this sutta is very long and there are so many examples are given to Upali, and then Buddha explained and breaking his argument that mind is more important. Dear friends, so when we are doing some karma or anything, our intention is the most important in Buddhism. If you have good intention, the actions and the reactions you are creating will create good reactions and good results and good karma. But if you create bad actions with the bad intention, that actions will create bad results and bad action. Therefore, when these examples and similes are given, Upali was very pleased, and he said to the Buddha, "Dear Venerable Sir, I would like to renounce my religion as a Niganta follower, and I would like to become a Buddhist from here onwards." Then the Buddha said, "Because you are a famous person, you are well known in the society that you are a follower of the Niganta religion. Therefore, if you are taking a decision to change your religion," Buddha said, "you must consider your decision more deeply and more accurately. Think about your decision, change your religion." Buddha never encouraged people to have changed their religion because they have a superficial understanding. Buddha wants them to have a greater and deeper understanding of the teachings. When this was said to the Upali, he was very pleased and said, "Venerable Sir, other people in the society, other religious people in the society, if they want to change, if they can catch some other people from another religion, they will bring me around the city, showing, see, now he is our disciple, he is following our religion." They will show banners and they will go in a parade to show the people that they have changed the religion. But Buddha never encouraged that kind of changings. Recently we saw some of our famous Sri Lankan singers and some other people converted to some kind of cults because it is not out of their conviction, not because they are out of their understanding, but because it's like a drama. People will give money, and before they have a rehearsal, you do like this and I will do like that and I will heal you like this, and then you will get a good disciple or good famous, because now religion has become a commodity, and some people are very clever. They can sell even the God, they can sell even any religious concepts, and they can do marketing, and more they have disciples, more profitable for them, because they will get more donations and more famous and more attention. So, some people now are even selling, and if that shows that those people are spiritually bankrupt, but their banks are getting more and more resources, more and more money, because their aim is to not to promote religion, not to promote spirituality, not to promote good values to their followers, but to increase the number of heads, number of followers in their religion. That is why the Buddha said to the Upali, you must consider when you are changing a religion, you must come out of your commitment, come out of your understanding of the religion, not because you get some benefits, material benefits or money or position or some recognition, not because of that. That is very important, to understand the teachings and come with a real commitment, real understanding. So, then the Upali was told Buddha, you have been a Niganta supporter, you have been the one of the principal sponsor of this religion for a long time. So, even you become a Buddhist, never stop giving them food and other gifts, because he used to offer them gifts and he used to offer them many benefits. So, in that situation, Buddha explained to the Upali, you must treat your former religious people as before, and that case also Upali said, when other religious people was converted, they will tell us, oh, go and support we only, to our religion only, don't do anything to any other religion. So, in that case also Upali was very happy, he was very pleased and appreciate that Buddha's advice, and he became one of the Buddha's supporter and began to follow. And after the Buddha told these things, and Buddha went to deep teachings of gradual teachings and about the virtues and the deep Dharma, and he became he could able to understand the first stage of enlightenment. He became a Sotapanna, and he later he understand the Buddha's teaching more, and he developed his spiritual gradually. So, dear friends, in Buddhism, it is most important is the intention. So, we need to protect our mind, we need to protect our intention, because we are trying to protect our body, not always we care about our body, but not mind. But in Buddhism, everything comes from our mind, and all the intentions are very important. Therefore, we need to look after our body as well as our mind, especially our mind very carefully, not to create grudge, ill will, or any kind of greed, craving, attachment. We must try to reduce craving and also greed and anger. So, in that way we can purify our mind. The Buddha's teaching is to avoid doing all the evils and to purify and also doing many good things, and thirdly purify one's own mind. So, dear friends, may the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha bless you, guide you and protect you.